All right, there we go. How's it going? Gitmo here. Yeah, how's it going? It's just a COVID world, you know what I mean? COVID world, and the rest of us are just passing through. Um, Back in August, I did my annual Creighton Big East previews over on the blog www.bluenotes2.com. I do them every August 15th at noon. And so now that we're doing this, I thought I'd make a little slideshow and post it over here too, so that perhaps a wider audience might get an opportunity to see the previews and the opinion thereof. For those of you who are not that familiar, I'm Jim Harvey, gtmoBlue's online, avid Creighton guy, and a Big East stalwart. So, it's just part of the routine that every year I do my predictions. Normally in August, well, always in August 15th, ahead of the season and ahead of the big name prognosticators and whatnot. I just like to get it in. Throughout the spring and summer, I make jabs on our boards, either Blue Jay Underground or BlueJayBanner.coms or at holylandofhoops.com. But then in August, I put down the gospel. August 15th, I put out my predictions that I run with for the rest of the year, the gospel. For those in the military and those working government and overseas and whatnot, hey, welcome. Appreciate seeing you on the blog, and hopefully you'll come over here and take part in the prognostications and the little shows and whatnot over here as well. So, dog tags, retiree, the whole 9 yards. And I'm just glad that you guys are not so overwhelmed that you can't still partake of sports. I remember when back in the day when I was in the PI or in Japan, Okinawa, that we'd live and die for seeing sports on AFARTs and listening on the radio, or somebody would steal a live feed off of a satellite or whatnot, and we get some football or basketball. So I understand where you're at, and hopefully doing my little part to help out in that regard. www.bluenotes2.com and here at Blue Notes Basketball 365 on YouTube. Shout out to all the guys at Alcohol Support Unit Bahrain, Kunsan and Busan in Korea, Yoko and Boogie Street, Boogie Street, Singapore, but Yoko and Sasebo in Japan, fellas down in Okinawa, everybody in the PI, probably predominantly retirees in the PI, but the logistics folks in Singapore, and all my sweethearts in Penang and Pattaya Beach. For the 10 and 10 crowd, Creighton crowd, 10 and 10, 10 and 8, 9 and 9 crowd, not much for you guys to be crying about as since last year. And this year, Creighton probably will be just as good, if not better. So, it's been nice knowing you guys, and hopefully won't hear much from you for the next few years. Shout out to fellas on Blue Jay Banner, BlueJayUnderground.com, BlueJayBanner.com, HolyLandOfHoops.com. Just a couple: Polypro, Tim, Chicago J, Vivid, Hunter. I don't know where Hunter is. Haven't seen or heard from Hunter in many a year. Waylon, Van Smack, my boy Outlaw, Josie Wales, Wizard of Westroads, Rettle, Mr. Edel, Artist Gilmore, and all the rest. Over on Holy Land, Gumby, Novachap, Chess Rockwell, uh, K-Macker 69, XU Dash, Super Duper, the Dude Anon, the Friar Guys, Friar Fan, 2, Friar Fan, Friar J, Friendly Friar, Oscar, Fieldhouse Flyer from Dayton, Army Vet, Husky U from Yukon, Stever, Hoya Hooligan, Milk Steak, Jersey Redmond, Redmond 9194, and all the rest. Did I say Gumby? did I say Gumby? I can't leave out Gumby, damn it. You know? Anyway, okay. All right. Stay safe, folks. You know, I'm an optimist. I'm an optimist. And such, I want the best for Creighton always, every year. I haven't been so hot to trot about what's going on and the coaching regime, but since they won a championship, pretty much all is forgiven, provided that you do it more often than once every 6 or 7 years. Once every 6 or 7 years is not good enough. Have to be more consistent every couple of years, every 2-3 years at the very worst, that we're in contention and we're competing for championships on a consistent level. Once every 5, 6, 7 years, don't cut it. It's not good enough. Anyway, so much for that. I wasn't as optimistic last year as I normally was, and I downgraded my predictions to 23-8. Now, the Jays wound up exceeding my predictions, and those predictions were based on the 18-19 season. I didn't think 19 and 20, especially with all the injuries and whatnot, I didn't think it was going to be that good. They surprised me. They had a good Creighton run at the end of the year, and they done good. They done good. This year, Epperson's back. Zagorowski's 100%. Epperson's 100%. Everybody but Tyshawn's back. Plus, we added a good class, and we added a transfer in Antoine Jones from Memphis. I expect no less than the same from the team this year as they did last year. In fact, with I actually expect them to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 23-4 rather than 24-7. Only going to have 27 game max, so that's a max. 7 non-conference, 20 in the conference, and with COVID picking up steam, that's probably not going to happen. Be lucky to get 20 games with COVID picking up steam the way it is here in October. And with flu season upon us, COVID resurging, if we get 15 games, it might be good. You know, let's not count our chickens before they hatch. Just to have a season will be reward enough, because a winter without basketball is not good. I can live without football, wouldn't miss it in the least, but no hoops, that makes for a really rugged year. Okay. Big East is talking about starting a travel season and then maybe going to a bubble mode later. But most they're starting. Most all the conferences are talking about having some conference games in December, not at the end of December, but in December. So probably the middle of December or thereabout. Creighton plays Kansas on December 8th. On the 25th, 26th, they're up in Sioux Falls, South Dakota at the Sanford Pentagon, playing the Bad Boy Moors Crossover Classic, which is a renamed Battle for Atlantis. Everybody's still there except for Duke, and Dayton took Duke's place. So we're talking 4 ranked teams, and Creighton, Ohio State, West Virginia, and Memphis. Memphis has been upgraded here in recent days into a couple of the top 25s. So you're talking 4 ranked teams there playing guaranteed going to be at Kansas. So that's another ranked team. And then maybe one or two more non-conference games. I don't know. They're going to try and get all 7 in and then go to the Big East play. Big East play will 20 games, but depending on how many you get in. But Villanova's going to be ranked. Chances are Seton Hall and or UConn will become ranked as season goes on, or Providence as the season goes on. So they'll get their sufficient number of ranked games in. Slideshow is rather short, but it's a slideshow, and it's to the point, and it's my generic stuff and specific to Creighton and to the Big East only. If you want to see something more on the overall NCAA, look at 2020 NCAA Big East preview, which is also has been up for about a week now. And there'll be coming shortly, there will be another Big East report coming out with the goings on at the various and assorted schools. Stay safe, wear your mask, distance, the whole 9 yards. When the shots come, whenever the shots do come out, the vaccinations come out, take your shot. Be good, be safe. God bless you. Ciao.